we're gonna get right into this video. As you can see from the title below, this is a subby read, okay? It starts off saying, "Hey T, I have a few paranormal stories from my childhood, since my childhood was haunted. Also, heads up, I tend to ramble, so bear with me. This particular story takes place when I was around 9 or 10 in a 2-story home in a ghetto neighborhood. I'm talking gunshots every night ghetto, but the houses themselves were nice and big. Really old, but nice. To help you visualize the house a bit, when you walk in the front door, you enter a nice sized hallway. There was a window and closet to the left, the archway for the living room on the right, and straight ahead, the first bedroom door. Not relevant to the story, but when I would sleep in that room, the door would creak open at night, and I would swear to God I saw a dark, shadowy figure standing in the entrance hallway. Plus, you have to remember that this part will actually be relevant to the story. My dad would hang these sheets in the archway entrance. I'm not sure why he did this, maybe to keep the heat in. So the hallway by the front door would be extra dark at night, despite the window near the closet. I knew for a fact something was right there, because the front door also had a window at the top. When I couldn't see the glow of the tree lamp through the window at night, and that creepy ass door would open by itself, I knew something was blocking that window. I would be terrified, as any other child or even adult would be. Anyway, back to the story. You know when you're alone, but you don't feel alone? I should note that I wasn't afraid or nervous at this time, even though the energy felt off. From an early age, I knew I had spirits in the house, and most encounters weren't bad or scary. So I was used to the feeling of feeling odd and not feeling like I was alone even when no one was clearly around. I wandered down to see if anyone was home, but I don't call out. Once I entered the main hallway from the stairs, the sheets that were hanging over the dining room arch moves like a breeze had passed. I feel my heart start to beat in this moment as the energy shifts. I step forward to the sheets, ripping it open to reveal nothing but a normally bright lit dining room. Looking straight ahead, I see the sheets separating in the dining room from the living room, partly opening at the bottom, right as it goes in and out as if it's breathing. The sheets moves as if someone on the other side is gently pushing it away from themselves and waiting for it to fall back and pushing it away again. And I mean, you can literally see the handprints pushing the sheets. Because of this, I think that it's one of my siblings. They must be behind the sheets and they're just messing with me. So I call out, "Hello?" That's when the sheets fell dead. I don't understand how quiet the room is in this moment because my heart starts beating in my ears and I felt a nervousness creep up on my chest. "Hello?" I say once again, my voice barely whispered. I didn't notice my legs start to quiver, my focus completely on the sheets that had gone dead. It was just the air from the vent, I thought to myself. It must have gone on and off. That's how the sheets were moving. I jerked back in fear, my heart now stuck in my throat when the upper right side of the sheet sticks itself out as if someone on the other side had poked it. Overwhelmed and frenzied, I run straight up to the sheet and I rip it open, just like I had done in the dining room entrance. And just like the dining room, the living room was empty, except for an ugly ass flower couch against the front windows, a fake potted plants, and dining room chairs. Not a human person in sight. What happened next is a bit hazy. I'm not entirely sure if I ran back upstairs or ran out the front door to wait outside for everyone to get home. I honestly can't remember what happened after this, but there was a cold feeling of terror when no one was there behind the sheet. Sorry if this isn't really spooky or scary. However, in that moment, this was terrifying to me. I knew we had spirits and ghosts in the house, but nothing like this had ever happened before. I'm a new subscriber and I love your channel. I usually watch YouTubers for a good month before subbing, but when I found myself looking for new uploads after 3 days of binging, I knew what needed to be done. Say hi to your... Sorry, it went away. Say hi to your baby for me. She's adorable. Thank you so much for sending in your story. I really appreciate it. That is creepy because first of all, I would have told him like, "Daddy, listen, you gotta stop hanging these sheets all around. You were too calm for me. One thing about me, I'm gonna make a bunch of noise. I'm gonna yell, holler, and scream. I'm very dramatic." I would have been yelling at that ghost. It would have went out that front door. It would have been through with me. It would have been very and highly annoyed because after that, I'm not haunting this girl no more. She too dramatic. She do too much. Yeah, I would have been picking up knives. I don't care if it's a ghost. But thank you for sending in your story. I really enjoyed reading it. Okay, we're gonna get straight into the next story. So they start off by saying, "Hi T, girl, I love you so much for one. And for two, my name is Lala. We've been living in our house for years, like since we were kids. Well, I've always been told that I have a gift where I'm tuned into spirits and the unalive, and I do believe it because of the experiences within my life. Good and spooky. I'm not into black magic and all that the girls do, but I do have a different type of gift. Anyway, one day I was just in my bed laying there relaxing. It was a Saturday and everyone was home, including my mom. Every time I would doze off, I would hear my mom call my name. Me being me, I'm like, man, I don't want to get up. LOL, I know, lazy, right? But girl, I was exhausted from working through the week. So I texted my mom, but no reply. I ended up dozing off again. As soon as I dozed off, I heard my mom call my name again. So I got up and went in her room where she was clearly sleeping. I woke her up and said, "Mom, why were you calling my name? Are you okay?" She said, "Girl, I haven't called your name at all today." My eyes got big. I was like, okay. So I went back to my room and laid down. I always used to say our house was filled with spirits, and they say they can imitate loved ones' voices, so I assumed this was one of those situations. They also say if you can hear this, don't answer. I told my sister and she didn't believe me until fast forward some months ahead, and I was doing my sister's friend's hair. At this time, everyone was up in the house, music was going, and the TV was on. My sister was sitting at the table with her friend while I did her hair. The table was next to my mom's room, so we were all just chilling and laughing until my sister heard our mom say her name. My sister says, "Ma'am," and our mom doesn't say anything. So when she calls my mom's name, my mom is annoyed because she's watching her shows. So she's like, "What do you want?" T, my mom says she never called my sister's name, and when we asked her friend if she heard it, this girl said she didn't hear anything, and that shit was loud as fuck. Like, how did you not hear it? From then on out, my sister believed me. This isn't the only strange things that has happened in this house, but these are stories that I thought would be awesome for your spooky season. Thank you for allowing me to tell our stories. Not sure if it's allowed, but here's my information below. Thank you so much for sending in your story. That's one thing, when you hear somebody calling your name, you're never supposed to answer, but it is tricky when everybody's at home. That's a tricky that one was sneaky in real life. Listen, that spirit know what it's doing because everyone is at home and it's making you think that your parent is actually calling your name. That way you're giving it attention. It's gonna keep doing that. I've had similar situations because the house that I grew up in, I feel like it was a little, I don't want to say haunted, but I know that there was a few spirits there, a few presence there. But yeah, I can totally relate to this story. Okay, so we're gonna do this one last story. It's very, very short. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like literally maybe a paragraph and a half. So it starts off by saying, "Hey T, I love your channel so much. I run to YouTube when you post a story time. I want to remain anonymous, but here's what happened to me. So my boyfriend worked late night, which was the third shift, and I recently started living with him, and I couldn't sleep at night. I just feel like it was a presence in the house, but I just tried to sweep it under the rug. It was crazy because I could never sleep at night, and I always stayed up to the time he had to leave to go to work. So on this particular night, I stayed up, walked him to the door, and said I'll see him in the morning. I laid down to try to get some sleep. The next thing I feel is a dent in the bed, like someone was trying to get in the bed with me. I tried to get up and look back, but I couldn't move. I looked to the left and seen a lady in a black dress and a hat. And she looked at me and said, 'I'm here for you, my child.' When I looked at her in the face, she had black pupils and her skin was falling off. And she was walking towards the window telling me to come on, reaching her hand out to me. I freaked out, but I still couldn't move. I prayed so hard that night. When I was able to move, I cut on all the lights and called my boyfriend's mom. She prayed with me until the morning. I never went back to sleep. I didn't sleep until my boyfriend came home from work." Oh my God. So it kind of sounds like you have maybe sleep paralysis. I hear when people have sleep paralysis, they usually see some type of witch in a black dress and all that. So maybe that's what that was. One thing about it, if I see your face falling off and your skin is gray and you talking about "I'm here for you, my child," what are you here for? I'm not your child. You gonna have to get out. Yeah, I'm about to pray all night. I need you up out of here, Miss Ma'am. I'm not with it. Oh my God. Thank y'all so much for sending in y'all stories. I really appreciate it. I love reading y'all little skirt stories. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank y'all so much for sending in y'all stories. SpookyTYT@gmail.com. I will have it in the description. Leave me a comment. It helps so much. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you even got a little bit scared, even if you didn't, just supporting is so helpful to me. Like, I really appreciate it. And make sure you are subscribed, because I will just be posting all randomly all spooky season, okay? Anyway, y'all already know I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Bye. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. I don't pre-read these before I read it, so hopefully this is a little scary story. Let's see. Okay, something is up in here yonder roaming around, and it's scaring the living shit out of me, especially if I'm at home alone. I'm gonna need you to take these sheets down before you go to work, sir. You did say that you felt a presence in the house, so maybe it was a combination of both. That's crazy.